Hello, welcome back to LK Tuition. My name's Lucas and today we're going to be looking at fractions of an amount. Hope you're well and let's get cracking. Okay, so let's do the easy version where we want to find 1 over something. So we want to find 1/4 of something, or we want to find 1/7 of something. And really simple, to find 1 over something of an amount, you just divide by whatever that something is. So for example, we've got 1/3 of 27. Well, that is just the same as 27 divided by 3, which is 9. Just another quick example, 1/5 of 40 is the same as 40 divided by 5, which is 8. So for 1 over something, you just divide by whatever that something is. And if you know 1 of something, you can go backwards by timesing by that denominator to get the full amount. So for example, if you know that 1/5 of an amount is 8, so this is exactly our example, then going backwards, you'd times the 8 by the 5 because it was 1/5 and you'd get 40. Okay, so let's just do a couple of examples. So the first one is we want to find 1/10 of 800. Well, we just divide by 10. So that's going to be 800 divided by 10, which is 80. Okay, number 2, find 1/4 of 60. So 1/4, remember, is 1 over 4 of 60. And that's just going to be 60 divided by 4. And you can use bus stop method if you're not sure, but this is 15. Okay, and then finally, 1/6 of John's savings is £3,000. How much does he have in his savings overall? So we know that 1/6 is 3,000, so we want to work backwards. So instead of dividing, we times. So this is going to be 3,000 times 6. Well, just think of 3 times 6, which is 18. So 3,000 times 6 would be 18,000. And we just want to make sure we put a pound sign on there as well. Okay, great. So we're happy, hopefully, with 1 over something. Now let's find any fraction of an amount. So first, you start with what we've just been doing. You find 1 over something of that thing. You find 1 over something. So for instance, well, let's start off with, let's do a little example all the way through. Let's say we want to find 3/4 of 40, for example. So first you find 1 over it. So we find 1/4 of 40. So 1/4 of 40, like we've been doing, is just 40 divided by 4, which is 10. Okay, and then once you've done that, you then multiply that answer by the numerator to get your final answer. So we found 1/4, which is 10. Now we want 3/4, so we do 3 times 10, which is 30, and that's your final answer. Okay, and then let me just rub this out so we're not covering things. And then you want to, sorry, let me just write this down properly. So this was 3 times 10, which is 40. And then if you wanted to go backwards, so to find the original amount from a fraction of it, you go backwards. So first you divide by the numerator and times by the denominator. Okay, so we've been going forwards. To find a fraction of something, you divide by the denominator, then times by the numerator. But to go backwards, you divide by the numerator and times by the denominator. So for example, let's just do a quick example. So if I knew that, let's say, 4/7 of, I don't know, of an amount, don't know, 4/7 of an amount is 20. You first divide by 4, so 20 divided by 4 is 5, and then you times by the denominator. 5 times 7 is 35, so that's your original amount. Okay, so let's just try a couple of questions. So we want to find 3/7 of 21. So first we want to find 1/7 of 21, which is just 21 divided by 7, which is 3. So 3/7 of 21 is 3 times 3, which is 9. And that's our answer. Let's do another one. We want to find 9/10 of 50. So first we find 1/10 of 50, which is 50 divided by 10, which is 5. And then to find 9/10 of 50, we just times that answer by 9. So 5 times 9, which is 45. Okay, great. So now we want 5/8 of Taylor's height is 100 centimetres. How tall is Taylor? Well, so we figure out 1/8. So 1/8 of 100. Sorry, we want 1/8 of the amount, sorry. So 1/8 of the height. Well, we know 5/8, so we just do 100 divided by 5 to get 20. And then the whole height is going to be 8/8 of height is going to be 20 times 8, which is 160 centimetres. So we're working backwards. Sorry, let's just get that. Well, that 160 centimetres. So you divide by the numerator and then times by the denominator to get the original height. Okay, so just a couple of worded examples then. So number 1, it takes 30 minutes to drive 2/5 of a journey. How long would it take to drive the whole journey? Okay, so we know that 2/5 is 30 minutes. And we want the whole journey, which is 5/5. So the first thing we do is we'll find 1/5. So if 2/5 is 30, 1/5 is going to be 30 divided by 2, which is 15 minutes. And then 5/5, just trying to get enough room, 5/5 is 15 times 5, which is 75 minutes. So that's the whole journey. And then it says for the second part, how long would it take to drive the rest of the journey? Well, the whole journey is 75 and they've already driven 30 minutes, so it will take 45 minutes to drive the rest of the journey if we do a takeaway. Okay, all right, one more question to finish off. So number 2, Rosie has £1,200. She gives a third of the money to her sister and a quarter of the remaining money to her brother. How much money does Rosie have left? Okay, so there's a lot going on here, but let's start off with the first bit of information, and that's that she gives a third of money to her sister. So let's find a third of 1,200, and that is just 1,200 divided by 3. Well, 12 divided by 3 is 4, so 1,200 divided by 3 is 400. So that goes to her sister. Okay, so then we need to figure out what she's got left. So that's going to be 1,200, take away 400. So she's got 800 left. Now she gives a quarter, so this is the next bit, she gives a quarter of the remaining money to her brother. So now we want a quarter of 800. And so that's going to be 800 divided by 4. Well, 8 divided by 4 is 2, so 800 divided by 4 is 200. And then to figure out how much she has left, well, she did have 800 left, but she's just given away 200, so she has 600 left. Okay, so hopefully that's been helpful. So just remember, to find a fraction of an amount, you first find 1 over whatever that is, and then you times that answer by the numerator. Okay, hope this has been useful. This has been LK Tuition. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I shall see you again for some more maths videos.